I think this one we explored enough. Is the act of taking the soul of the human being the same for everyone or not? Does it change? Short answer, it changes a lot. In fact, most likely, there are no two people whose experience of how their soul is being taken back is going to be the same. What we know clearly from the verses is that there are the extremes. And we have to see where do we think we fit on the spectrum. Are we more on the good side or are we more on the bad side? Are we more on the side of those who will have a very easy experience when our soul is going to be taken back? Or are we more on the side of those who are going to have hardship and to experience a torturous event when our soul is being taken back? And so we have both very clearly explained in the Holy Quran, clearly explaining to us that this process is changing from one person to another depending on how good they are. The Quran says in chapter 16:32, in reference to the believers, so when it's talking about those who do good, those whom the angels take back, الَّذِينَ تَتَوَفَّاهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ, while they are in a state of goodness, saying, peace be upon you. So the angel, when they're coming to take their soul to this type of person, they actually salute them. And when an angel says peace, they're not saying peace as a word. It's not a word when they say peace. This is something existential. You're going to feel that peace. You're going to be at peace as your soul is being removed from you. This is a completely different experience than in the other verse when it says, if you could only see when the angels take back the disbelievers, striking their faces and their backsides, saying, taste the punishment of the burning. So they're already getting a taste of things to come. But it's starting at the moment when the soul is being extracted. It's the same event. Two human beings are experiencing, they're at the same point in their evolution, in their existential journey. But this one has a completely different experience than that one, based on their acts, based on their intentions, based on how good they are. And this goodness, very clearly, the Quran says, tayyibin, right? They are in a state of goodness. So this is beyond just your deeds. This is an internal state. Someone who has goodness, an internal goodness, a spiritual purity. Okay? And these can be considered the two extremes. Those who are really good, the angels salute them. And they are going to be completely at peace as the soul departs this body. And on the other side, you have those who are being tortured and punished as the soul is leaving the body because of how they are. And as we said, if these are the two extremes, then for all of us, we're somewhere in between. Inshallah, we're more on the good side. Okay, but this is a spectrum. And as we said, it's going to change from person to person. And this is as I said, I keep saying I'm not going to rely on the ahadith, but some ahadith I think are very, very worth highlighting and very worth knowing, and they deserve their own lectures, but at least I mentioned them for now. One of these ahadith is this one. And this one, keep it in mind for the entire series. This is a hadith from the Holy Prophet in which he says, as you live, so shall you die. Well, no two people live in the same way. Each human being lives differently. So if we look at your whole life, how was your whole life? Not what everybody sees, not the external appearance. How was your life really on the inside, your spiritual life? How was it? As you live, so shall you die. And as you die, so shall you be raised. So shall you be resurrected. You want to know what state you're going to be in when your soul is being extracted? It's very easy to tell. Look at the state of your spirituality in this life. And you want to see in what state you're going to be when you're going to be brought back from the dead in the afterlife. Well, look at the manner in which your soul was extracted and the manner in which you lived your life. So this hadith, keep it in mind for the entire series. Anything else we're going to say, all the next milestones, this week, the next weeks, keep this hadith in mind. It explains everything. That's your golden rule.